Okay, welcome back to the video series on the Cabbages lab. This is a lab that does a little bit of string processing. So we finished step one, which was to read from the file and output the contents of the file to the screen with a numbering the words found in this file. So we have completed step one, so we are on to step two. So step two has us do some checks while we are processing the words in the file to find the largest word in the file, or longest, however you want to think about it, and the last word alphabetically. So in Cabbages here, I'm already have something where I'm reading in the words from the file. So while I'm doing that, or after I do that, I can go ahead and check this word that I read from the file and also do a check to see if it's the longest word. So recall that if I'm trying to find something that's the longest thing, I would want to initialize the first thing to be the smallest. So here's my longest word variable. At the end, it's going to hold the longest word, and so I'll put a really small word in there. I'm going to be needing to do a second thing with this word that I read from the file. So I'm going to go ahead and make a variable to store it in. So string word from file is going to equal infile.next. And what's very important now is that this reads the one word from the file. So this would read a second word from the file, and I don't want to read two in the loop. I just want to read one word, print it, and then see if it's the longest. So again, I'm going to break this problem down into two parts. So instead of reading in the file here, I read it here, store it in a variable, and then I use the variable here. So what's going to happen after I print it is now I'm going to ask if I want to know if word from file is longer than longest word. So this is my question, and if it is, then it's the new longest word, and I want to store it in this variable. So how do I compare lengths? I use the method length. So I want to know if the word from file's length is greater than the longest word's length. So recall that length sends me back an integer, and so I can use this greater than to compare those lengths. All right, and so if indeed this word is longer, then I want to change what I thought was the longest word. So I'm just going to set it to a new value. So when I'm all done with the loop, after I've processed all 630 words, I want to print out a message that I am copying and pasting. The longest word in the file is, and then here I'll put that longest word variable. Okay, so I can compile this, I can run this, and that looks like a pretty long word. Now, it is difficult to tell if it's the longest word. I know it is because I've done this lab for a few years now, but if you're a programmer and you're testing, rather than using a file with 630 words, you can always change it to be, let me see, a smaller file. And then, so I'm making this cabbages1.txt, and if I just put in, so I'm going to delete all that. So now this is all I have is this line, and I can see clearly that this is the longest word. So I can go ahead, go back here. I now need to change the file name up here to be Cabbages1 to use that test file. And there it is. The longest word is shining. Sometimes some of the other tests we make as programmers is to put that shining word, Control X, at the front. Now I know I've ruined the sentence here, But to make sure you're not off by one somewhere, you want to make sure that if it's the first or the last, you still pick it up. So those are some more checks you would make. At this level, we don't need to do that. So to go on to the second part of part 2, I'm going to go back and use that cabbages.txt file that we had at the beginning. So I just changed that back. So if I were to run it again, I'd get that pocket handkerchief. So what I'd like to do next is find the last word alphabetically. So I'm going to need another variable, and when I want to find the last thing alphabetically, I should initialize that variable with the first thing alphabetically. So I could do like a bunch of A's or something like that, but since nothing comes before something, I can use that same nothing notation there to assign to last alpha. So similarly, I'm going to print at the end with the last word alphabetically, and now this is stored in last alpha. So now I have the variable set up, I'm printing it at the end. The job now is to also check this word from the file, got the word from the file, printed it out, check the length. So now I'm also going to see if it comes after this thing, and if it does come after alphabetically, then it means that's the new thing. So if word from file, so how am I going to compare? I want to know if this word, and so we're ordering the words, right? I want to know if this word comes after this word. So when I want to order things, I want to use compare to. And I want to compare it to last alpha. Now we have to remember that the compare to method returns an integer. So all of this is going to be an integer that indicates who comes before whom. And I want to know if this word comes after this one, which means I want to know when this is true. I want to know, oopsie, when word from file is greater, or the pointy side is pointing to last alpha, meaning it would come first alphabetically. So I'm going to Control Z. So that's why we did a greater than 0 here. So if this is true, it means word from file comes after last alpha. So that's when I need to reset last alpha to be a different word. So we will compile this, run this, and the last word alphabetically is young. So even though we're 8 minutes in, I want to show you something in the debugger, how you can kind of play this to trace through. It's kind of helpful to, so I'm going to set the stop sign here, hit the debug, puts me into debug mode over here, and I can see my variables over here. I can see longest word is nothing, last alpha is nothing, and then I can go over here and I think it's this one, and I think I'll make it go a little bit faster, maybe you want 0.1 second, yeah. And then if I step through, you can see it stepping through, and you can see it reading all those words in, and we get a little bit of more of an appreciation for how much work the program is doing. And you can see here, right here, it thinks the longest word is shining. So, and it thinks the last alphabetically is with. And these are staying the longest word in the last alpha for quite a while. So there's a lot of questions happening that aren't making anything change. And this also points out a scope issue. Scope referring to the life of a variable. So this word from file variable up here is created inside the while loop. So every time I hit this ending brace, that variable goes away. So that's why you keep seeing it getting created and going away, created and going away. Oh, and look, sulkily is now the longest word. So this is just kind of nice. Remember, you can do this with a loop and other things if you set it up. It's good to practice using the debugger. It can really help you check some values, and that's usually when we debug is we think something is in here when it's not. We think we're storing a value in a variable, and we're not, because maybe we have this greater than sign flip-flopped, and so it's not doing what we wanted, or we asked less than 0 instead of greater than 0, and so we're getting something different. So make sure you experiment with the debugger, and happy coding!